Welcome, boys and ghouls, to another installment of Monster Mike's Mayhem. On today's special installment, yours truly, Monster Mike, had a birthday yesterday, and I'd like to share with you, all you guys out there in Monsterland, what I had received for my birthday. In front of you is a set of extremely ultra rare 1993 in character freaked PVC figures. To start out, we have to go back to 1993 when these were produced and sold. I don't know if you guys out there in Monsterland remember a little place called Media Play. They would sell VHS tapes and stuff back in the early 90s. You would go there and buy your soundtracks and CDs and LP records and stuff, kind of like a Fry's Electronics. And they would carry these applause plushes and these in-character PVCs back in the day. And my mother and father bought me an entire set of 1993 in-character Star Wars PVC figures for my 20th Christmas. I just turned 20 years old. And I remember them very well. I still have them to this day. Monster Mike still keeps his stuff from his childhood. I don't have them with the tags, but they are still in really good shape from 1993. So, I don't know any other figures that this company in character produced, but the Star Wars figures and these freak figures in front of you in 1993. So, all I can say is, it was really interesting because during the time that this was made, they made a Star Wars set, like I mentioned, and it was entailed Luke Skywalker, Jedi Knight in black outfit, Darth Vader, Princess Leia Organa in the white flowing dress that she wears in The New Hope, R2-D2, C-3PO, Han Solo, and Chewbacca. That set came out in 93. I got it for Christmas in 93. Okay, I found another Darth Vader at a Goodwill for $1 a couple of months ago. I picked it up. These PVCs are very rare. If you see them, grab them. I don't know about the Star Wars ones, if they're worth money, but these in front of you are very rare. I can go on eBay right now, and I can see that this guy here is Cowboy, and he is going for $4.50 on eBay right this minute. Okay, so without further ado, I'm going to explain the freak figures of 1993 as best I can. The movie goes is this little guy named Ricky Coogan. He was a child actor, played by another other than Scott Winters. Went with his buddy here, this guy here, and they go out looking for a fun time one night, and they get across Randy Quaid as this crazy carnival barker and this crazy thing, and he's got all these weird freak guys playing, working for him. And the story goes, he actually makes freaks. He doesn't find them, he makes them in his chemical factory behind his building. And he takes this weird chemical and he makes these creatures. And he has them perform for him every night. He's like a Barnum and Bailey type guy. Long blonde hair, full beard, mustache. wears the top hat. You'd have to see the movie. If you find Freak, pick it up. It's a really interesting film from '93. Anyways, he gets caught, and this toad creature, this big black guy, he's got like a toad mouth that shoots out a tongue. He can grab stuff with his tongue. He grabs him and puts him in the machine, and they make Christy Swanson, this character, and they splice these two guys together. And it was interesting because when they spliced them together, they made the he-she of the group. And so Christy Swanson is here, and that's this buddy. Ricky Coogan is played by none other than Scott Winters, that play. Alex Winters, that plays, you know, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, and he plays in The Lost Boys. If anybody didn't know that, Alex Winters has been in a lot of films. He does some signing. He's kind of hard to get his autograph occasionally, they end up they get turned into these horrible mutants. This is the Beast Boy, and that's the he, she, it thing that they, you know, well, all together, they end up getting turned into these horrible mutants, and during the film, they're trying to talk to these different mutants inside this little shack that they live in, and they perform every night. And the guy to the right of you is Dog Boy, and the guy to the left of you is Cowboy. Literally play on words. He's a cow and he's a boy, so he'd be a cowboy. Very interesting play on words. So another tidbit of information, this guy here that plays him in the real life film in '93 is none other than Keanu Reeves. Yes, you heard me right. Keanu Reeves plays Dog Boy in 1993's Freaked. He is not credited in the film. He did not want to be credited. So if anybody out there in Monsterland wanted to know, there's your tidbit for the day. I thought it was a really interesting movie. I had tried to pick that up years ago in the early 2000s at I have by me called a disc replay. You can trade discs and movies and games and stuff. I got it for like maybe 15 bucks. I think it's like $20 new or something from Anchor Bay. If you guys ever find it, pick it up. It's a pretty decent flick. It pretty much wraps up with them trying to get away. There's these Rastafari eyeballs. You'd have to see the movie. It's so crazy. There's like this giant head of Randy Quaid in the middle of the paddock area. And once you try to escape, the eyeballs come out of the head, and they're Rastafari Jamaican guys with machine guns and technology, and they're shooting at you, trying to keep you from leaving the premises. You'd have to see the movie. It's crazier than hell. But starting left to right, I'm going to introduce these characters. Over here is none other than Cowboy. Play on words, cow and boy makes cowboy. And he's literally a cowboy too. He is mint condition, really nice PVC, into character, same hang tag, all ready to rock and roll. No scrapes or cuts, no breaks or tears in the PVC plastic. He goes for a whopping $4.50 on eBay right this minute. Next to him is Christy Swanson, and I can't think of the actor that plays the friend of Ricky Coogan, aka Alex Winter. It's some guy. You guys probably seen him in movies and television shows and stuff. I've seen him in like Quantum Leap and all these different TV shows and stuff. You'll recognize him when you see him. He gets melded and made into this horrible looking outfit. I don't know what he's wearing or what she's wearing. She gets melded together with Christy Swanson, that none other than Christy Swanson, that plays in, like, you know, you got her in the 1990s classic Buffy TV movie and all, you know, the movie from the book adaptation, not the Michelle Gellar one, the other chick. So anyways, they get turned into, I guess it's a he-she type of a conglomeration. They perform every night in the freak show. The next one, of course, would be Scott Winters. I'm sorry, I keep saying Scott. It's Alex Winters as Ricky Coogan, as AKA Beast Boy. And he is the main attraction. Randy Quaid picked him because he's a star already as a young child star in the 1970s and 80s. And in the 90s, he was a grown adult and he was wanting to be, you know, famous. So they used him as the famous, you know, come see the Beast Boy that used to be Ricky Coogan and all that. So, moving right along, this one has his hang tag. That one, unfortunately, Dog Boy does not. And again, his name is Dog Boy. He does look like a part werewolf, part human. And it is AKA none other than Keanu Reeves, uncredited in 1993's Freak. So anybody out there that wants to know that information, I've got a lot of info on these old sci-fi and horror and fantasy movies from way back in the 50s and 60s all the way to the 90s and early 2000s. So I know a lot about information, about stuff that people don't know, because I have worked and you know, worked around a lot of people that does film work and the industry and makeup artists and stuff. So I kind of know a little bit of information on stuff. So yeah, yeah, if you guys are interested in seeing the Freaked movies, I would suggest to go out and see it. You know, pick up a copy, Blu-ray or DVD. I don't know if it's on Blu-ray. Don't quote me. I don't know, but I know it's on DVD, which is the Anchor Bay release. I think it came out in 01, 02, something like that. Very interesting, quirky, weird flick from the early 90s. Behind it is a magazine. When I bought this from my buddy John Bloomfield out of Nevada, he has a Facebook group called Rotten Retro. If any of you horror buffs or monsters out there are interested, check out John Bloomfield on Facebook. He's awesome. It's Rotten Retro, John Bloomfield. You'll really dig it. It's a really good little place to pick up some scores and stuff. I got this for under $300 for all 4 figures, and he threw in that cool magazine on the film Freaked. He threw that in. That's an old vintage 90s magazine. They don't even make them anymore. For 300 bucks. One figure, just a cowboy, is $450. So I really knocked it out of the park for all 4 figures, near mint complete with the tags, and he threw in a magazine. That's unbelievable. So there it is, my rare, I should say ultra rare, 1993 Freaked in character PVC figures for my birthday. I wanted to show this to you guys for a special Monster Mike's birthday installment. So again, if you guys like these videos, please like and subscribe. And until next time, kiddies, stay tuned and get monster-fied.